When Princess Elizabeth was born, nobody thought she would become queen. Growing up with her sister Margaret, she lived in a big house, but it wasn't a palace. Elizabeth loved animals. She played with her father's corgis and was given her first horse, a Shetland pony named Peggy, when she was 4. It was a happy way to grow up, but then, when she was 10, everything changed. Elizabeth's uncle, King Edward VIII, decided he didn't want to be king anymore. The whole country was astonished. Suddenly, Elizabeth's father was the king, King George VI, and Elizabeth knew she would become queen after him. And now they did live in a palace, Buckingham Palace, in the middle of London. In 1939, when Elizabeth was 13, World War II started. Buckingham Palace was bombed. It wasn't safe, so, like 600,000 other children in London, Elizabeth and Margaret moved away from the city. Princess Elizabeth knew how scared many children must be, so in 1940 she gave her first public talk on the BBC Children's Hour on the radio. "God will care for us," she said. When she was 18, Elizabeth joined the Auxiliary Territorial Service, where she trained to be a driver and mechanic. That was such a surprising thing for the future queen to do that the British newspapers called her Princess Auto Mechanic. When the war finished, Elizabeth and Margaret wanted to join in with the celebrations in London, so they slipped out of the palace to join the crowds. Elizabeth pulled her cap down low and no one recognised them. In 1947, Elizabeth married Philip. They were visiting Kenya a few years later when everything changed again. Elizabeth's father, King George VI, died. So, aged 25, Elizabeth was queen. On the 2nd of June 1953, Elizabeth was crowned. There were over 8,000 guests at the service, and huge crowds lined the streets as she went past. Elizabeth was given the crown jewels to wear, but they weren't the most precious thing she was given. At one point in the service, she was given the most valuable thing that this world affords. What was it? A Bible. God's Word.